Hey everybody, it's Durgertime, and I did something bad. I did something I said I wasn't gonna do. Yeah, we're doing an All Elite Wrestling save. Yeah, I mean, how could I not, right? So, I mean, a long time ago, I think it was probably like July of last year, I said that I wasn't really interested in running an AEW save. I felt like a lot of people were doing it, and you know, why step on other people's toes? Everyone else is kind of doing similar things. Well, things have changed. It's been, like 6 months now since AEW's really been out. I guess a Double or Nothing technically was his first show, so it's coming up to a first year. And, I think a lot of people got their booking out of the system, and I think it's time for me to get it out of mine. And I thought this would be an interesting farewell show for Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. The new game is going to be coming out probably April, May, maybe June, maybe even earlier if we're lucky. And with that, it's going to take some time to update a lot of the existing saves over to that one. So I thought this would be a good going away one. Before all the mechanics are different, let's kind of go out with a bang for the game that we've known and loved for the last 4 years, and let's book something for fun. So this is going to be mostly a creative booking show. There's not going to be a lot of challenges. If you watched my Wednesday Night War series, that's about a challenge, right? This is going to be similar to my NWA save, if you've seen that, where it's more about, while it's about running it, it's about that storytelling, telling the stories of the bookings that, if I was Cody right now, this is how I would book the show. Just come on, how much more exciting can it be right now, right? You got, the wars going on, you got new companies bubbling up, and, all of it in the center is you got this great cast and crew of wrestlers that are putting on an amazing show, and how can you not want to be part of that, right? So we did a few things a little bit differently. We're actually in March right now in the save, but we have it set so that our first real show is going to be Revolution. We're going to start at Revolution. We do have another Dark and Dynamite episode to go through, but I'm going to go through those offline real quick, and we're going to start the show booking with Revolution leading up to Double or Nothing. And it's really going to be a focus on how I would book AEW. So that's sort of the storytelling that we're going to have. I wanted to start with Revolution because what we're going to do is we're going to end pretty much all of the storylines they have going on right now in the way that I think they probably will end. And from there, we will start to expand upon how the direction I would like to see AEW go on. So what we're probably going to do is do weekly episodes just for fun, probably doing Dynamite. We're going to sim Dark. I don't think I'm really going to show you the Dark episodes. I'm just going to use it to boost up people's ratings in the long term. Let me know if you want to see those. And also, as we go through the series, let me know if this is something you want to see as a longer show. And maybe it's something that we carry over to TEW 2020 once it comes out. I have another really big show that I have planned for TEW 2020 when it comes out, and it's specifically based on a new mechanic that has been introduced, a very requested mechanic, and that's going to be a big focus, but I'm definitely interested in doing more with the game and the saves, and obviously as we continue to grow the channel, I'm interested in producing more and more content, so having more saves is always good. I don't want to just flood, do like 3 episodes of one show a week. I kind of want to rotate and do different things, so maybe having 3 shows rotating would be interesting. That's kind of the focus right now. So maybe AEW becomes that. Now, let's talk about this save right now. I've rambled on enough about that. So what do we have going on? We are Cody. We are the booker. And that means we have to deal with Tony Khan's approval rating and his opinion, et cetera, et cetera. Not too concerned about that because I'm not really going to be adding to the roster that much. There's maybe in the long term like 3 people I would want to hire. For the most part, it's more of a creative exercise of using the people we already have, which is not that difficult because pretty much, there's some great people on here. And some weird things like Kip Sabian being an enhancement talent. Really? I mean, lower mid card, right? Okay, well, whatever. We'll deal with that as we get to it. So we do have a show of Dynamite and Dark. Like I said, though, we're just gonna sim through it, and just make sure nothing crazy happens, because we're really gonna be booking Revolution tonight. We do have to change some production goals and stuff like that. So let's do that real quick, and we'll just get this up. We don't want any penalties. And we also don't know what the goals for Tony Khan will be. So we'll have to see what those are. But let's go ahead and let's just sim quickly ahead, get ourselves to Revolution, and let's have some fun. All right, guys, we are back, ready for Revolution. We do have our goals, so let's go ahead and take a look at what our Tony Khan's owner goals are for us here. Most of these probably won't have much effect for us, but something to keep in mind, because we do not want to get fired. So, cannot hire extended contract to any wrestler who has less than 53 in toughness. Okay. 53 in athletic ability. John Moxley must be kept above 71 overall popularity, and we must not fall below Colt. All relatively easy, I think. Shouldn't be a huge issue. So we do need to start. What is going on here? Would benefit from having his gimmick changed. Rated poor. Interesting. Well, let's take care of this real quick. Cocky probably is the better gimmick for him. Let's go ahead and see what we have in the books. I'm very excited also. Chosen One is not bad. God Complex is not bad either. It's hard. It's hard to say. All of these are probably him. Let's go bigger than the business, I think, is probably perfect for him. Very excited about the new gimmicks system in 2020 as well. I think will be very interesting to see. Should be a lot of fun. Adam Page needs a new one, too. I think we'll probably just make one for him, because I'm sure he doesn't have his one. Yeah, I don't see anything. So we'll just make one here real quick. Let's go ahead and let's see. Modern Cowboy. Seems about right. Probably be Wholesome. I think is his best. Subtlety. We'll put it at 10. I wish this did more, but it really doesn't. I think it's one of the failures of the gimmick system is that it really... I know a lot of people were complaining about it kind of getting removed in a way, but I really don't think it does much here, right? Like, it should be a risk reward. So I'm really excited to see what the new system looks like, because I think it'll be very interesting to see how it pans out. I don't think we care about any of these other guys right now. Nah, we're fine. All right, so we have to finish off the storylines. Not many that we have right now. Dark Order isn't going to be done with anytime soon. And that's the one we're probably going to be having a lot of fun with, I think. Hangman storyline's not really going to be. It's really be MJF, and then Chris Jericho and John Moxley's stories are really going to be the ones that are the focus here. We also have to update this. We do have Paige and Omega as the tag champions. Women's World Champion just after I'm recording this, or just before recording this, actually, Riho lost it. So I think we will probably make it copacetic with reality at Revolution. So for the most part, this is going to be how I envision this, I guess, Revolution going, how I would go with it. And then for the most part, we're going to then start doing our own thing. So it's going to be kind of pretty similar to reality now. And then we're going to start building into where I would book AEW going into Double or Nothing. So let's go ahead and let's get over to Revolution and see. Hopefully nothing crazy happens in the meantime in terms of backstage incidents, and we can book it. All right. We do have to set our broadcaster, which will be BR. Fine. We do have a locker room incident. Probably nothing. Sammy was brought from a wrestler's court, spending way too much time in front of a mirror, admiring himself. That sounds right. It doesn't sound that shocking here. Let's go ahead and let's meddle. Probably want Jungle Boy to have a strong relationship with somebody that has maybe like a Christopher Daniels or something. No. Kind of want like a protege. I mean, we're at 100% backstage rating, but you want someone to boost them up as quickly as possible. We do have an injury from Dark. It's Shayna. I'm not really that concerned. I have really no plans on using her anytime soon. So I don't know how long she's out. 3 months. Jeez. Well, sorry. Ouch. I had no real plans on using her, though, so it doesn't really affect us that much, but it still sucks. The Durger curse continues even when the auto booker sims it, I suppose. Let's go ahead and let's book Revolution for the start of our show, and let's see what the future holds for us. All right, guys, so we are ready with Revolution. Like I said, a lot of this is kind of finishing off where the storylines leading up in the next coming weeks are going to go, or at least how I would book them, as well as starting to plant some seeds for the future. But it's really going to be the next episode, I think, is going to be interesting, where we start to build our own storylines as we lead towards Double or Nothing number 2. But let's go ahead and see how I would end off the storylines leading into Revolution. So one of the first things I wanted to do, I don't know why they didn't show up here, but okay. JR and Brandy Rhodes come out. I guess they're on camera. I don't, weird, whatever. And they come out with a new belt. It's draped in a black velvet cloth. And the new belt, they say, is about the future of AEW. It will be held by the younger generation ready to break out and push AEW into the future. The championship will be called the Shockwave Champion. And it will be different from other titles because this title shot is not given but earned. The champion must always defend it in a match. There is no title shot opportunities or rankings anytime they are in a match. If it's a singles match, it must be defended, meaning they always have to be on their game and represent kind of the younger generation of them. And it means that a good performance from someone else can rocket them up, and up-and-comers' career can be created in an instant. They say that it will create shockwaves in the locker room for a momentous win. And the first ever Shockwave champion will be crowned tonight at the start of the show at Revolution through a battle royal of the youngest rising stars in AEW. So I wanted to make kind of like an X Division with a twist. Now, in interviews, Cody has been talking about doing something interesting, quote unquote, unlike anything anyone else has done before. I mean, that sounds like a big load of smoke, but my thought would be it would be something like this. They've been big about making the younger stars the future, right? And they're trying to learn from the mistakes of WCW, because in a lot of ways, AEW is WCW 2.0. And one of the problems with WCW is that they failed to really build the younger talent who then left them and left them all with older stars. And not that any of their wrestlers are really that much older. I mean, they do have some people that are, let's say, twilighting. They seem to be very focused on building that younger star. So I thought that something like this as a mid-card title that constantly is changing hands or being defended every night, provides like a dynamic feature to it that you don't know that, like, let's say if Jungle Boy won, you have no idea how long his reign's going to be. It could be one day, it could be that same night. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. It almost provides like a 24-hour championship element to it while being a serious title. So that's kind of how we're building the quote unquote Shockwave championship. And they got to show off to a good start, and it gave us a pretty good rating, even though for some reason they were off camera. I don't know how I screwed that up somehow. And we do start with a battle royale. It's not great, but again, this is all the younger stars, so it's not shocking. A terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. The battle royale was won by Joey Janela, who's not necessarily the youngest, but made the most sense at the time to give it to him for now. 13 minutes. Final four were Jungle Boy, Orange Cassidy, and Sunny Kiss. Jungle Boy being the final elimination, and also got the most eliminations over the course of the match. So Joey Janela wins the title. It was a work the crowd match. It didn't really work well, but this is what's important is like look at all of this performance skills improvement. That's really what we're looking for. The rating, whatever. They're younger talent. It'll be fine. But we do have a new champion. And then, boy, this segment bombs. He celebrates his championship win. And apparently he has no overness with the crowd. People just don't seem to care. But Joey Janela is our new Shockwave champion. And basically he's going to have to defend it anytime he's wrestling. It's on the line. So it could go to anybody. Much better. We have a championship match between Omega and Adam Page versus the Lucha Brothers. Omega and Page defeat the Lucha Brothers in 22 minutes after Adam Page defeats Rey Fenix by pinfall and make defense number 1 in the game. It's really like number 2 now. In terms of in-ring work, Kenny Omega obviously was way above everybody else, significantly. Did go on too long, and Pentagon was tiring a little bit. And we do gain heat for our Hangman Page storyline. Not bad. Want to work? Yeah. What? Oh, right. Want to give him his gimmick here. Above average, perfect modern cowboy. Afterwards, we have a pretty good segment here. Kenny goes to celebrate with Page, but Hangman shrugs him off and exits through the crowd instead, not even sharing the victory with him. Clearly, the emotional departure of Hangman still going on, with Kenny not letting him go. Got the crowd hotter. Kenny came off well. Adam Page actually struggled in the performance here with him, but overall, 66 is not bad. Now, to make reality copacetic, we have that Nyla Rose versus Riho match. It's not great. Nyla Rose defeated Riho in 12 minutes by submission, and wins the women's world title. This is not good here, right? Again, I feel like the women's divisions in every save, I feel like mod makers, let's say, underrate some of them. Not that much, but Riho at 33 seems a little odd. I would probably put her at like a 45. Nyla seems about right. Though, like, I was looking at her stats, like, her menace is way down for where she should be. A lot of questionable decisions sometimes. I feel like, unfortunately, the women's wrestlers on these mods get not as much curation and love as they should. Maybe someday someone will come in here and be their champion and give them maybe a slightly better performance ratings or more accurate. This does better, though. Afterwards, Nyla Rose takes the belt, leaves Riho on the ground, and runs, kind of basically storms backstage with the belt to the women's locker room, the camera following her, and kind of just starts taunting and insulting the rest of the women back there, asking who wants it. No one's going to get it. Don't even bother trying. Kind of like trying to intimidate them as she proves that she's champion's material. Does pretty well, 54, not bad. We move on to a high spot flippy shit match. Young Bucks, Ortiz and Santana, and the Best Friends. Decent wrestling without any heat. Sounds about right. Go ahead and have a big old flippy battle here. Young Bucks defeat them all in an elimination styled tag team match. It's typical, just sort of filler. Get them to do something. Keep the crowd roused. It does pretty well. 62 is about what I expected. It's not bad. This is a little underperforming. Afterwards, we have the Dark Order versus SCU. Obviously, the Dark Order has been taunting SCU for a while. and they come out and actually defeat them in 12 minutes after Evil Uno actually defeated Frankie Kazarian by pinfall. Gain heat for the Dark Order storyline, which is good. It's not bad. For where they are, I guess it's not the end of the world. Kind of expected a little bit more, though. Expected like a 50. Not by much more, but a little bit. And just bombed. We have afterwards Evil Uno, after SCU takes the loss, Daniels and Uno square off in the ring, and Uno offers him finally the creeper mask, offering him the spot in the Dark Order, and Daniels flatly rejects it and attacks Evil Uno, and backs the Dark Order away, thus putting to doubt the belief that Daniels might have been the Exalted One or the Dark Order's leader or new initiate. It seems for now that those fears were unfounded, or at least he does enough to dispel that thought. We have an exhibition match, a 4-way for the women within the women's division, just to put them on the roster, give them something to do. It's not great, non-existent crowd heat, but Britt Baker wins, defeats them all after defeating Big Swole by pinfall. Shida carried the match in in-ring performance by a pretty significant amount. Again, trying to build up Britt Baker a little bit, since obviously she kind of is a leading heel in the women's division. I think we have to change her. I think she's set as a face still. We'll have to take a look at it. This is about what I expected. 42 is not horrible for the women's division, and it gives them some opportunity to work and hopefully improve. And we do see a significant amount of improvement with everybody in here, so not bad. We have Darby Allin's grudge match against Sammy. It does okay. Both of these guys are a little underrated in the mod here right now. Darby Allin's in-ring performance is a 25, and Sammy is a 44. I probably would have had Sammy at like a 60 and Darby at a 40 personally, but maybe I just overrate people. I don't know. It had terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. Sammy does defeat Darby in 12 minutes, so Darby's not able to enact his revenge, but Sammy does cheat to get the win after using the ropes for leverage. It's okay. Got the crowd buzzing. I mean, it was a high spots match, I believe, is what I had it set as. Dirt sheet. No, it doesn't show it on there. Road agent notes. Yeah, steal the show. So, overall, not bad. It kind of did what it wanted to do. I wanted to give Darby some opportunity, Sammy some opportunity, and kind of build up their storyline. We might actually put them in a story soon. I think we'll probably do that in Dynamite, because I think the two of them, I think we can do something with them. I was hoping for some chemistry. Unfortunately, we don't have that. But there's not negative chemistry, so, not bad either way. We have Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hager. Hager actually defeats Dustin in 12 minutes by stoppage after Dustin Rhodes could not continue and was knocked out. It's decent, maybe a little too long. It was a wild brawl. Dustin's was tiring at the end. They're both about evenly matched. It was pretty good. About what I expected. Maybe a little bit higher. I expected like a 55. But we continue the story. Dustin wanted to enact revengeance and finally get Hager in a ring. Of course, Hager's not going to lose his first match. That'd be silly. So Dustin, as the veteran, takes the loss because he'll be fine with it. And we put Hager over in a big way to show the audience that he is not to be messed with. We have MJF and Cody in their little blood feud. Cody does defeat MJF in 26 minutes with a crossroads. A lot of it was the undoing of Wardlow, who during the match accidentally hit MJF. Great chemistry with Cody and Brandy there. Cody took a crazy bump onto the side, onto a table. MJF had a 41. Cody had a 62. I'm hoping this boosts MJF's popularity significantly. Even though he took a loss, and putting him with Cody should do pretty well. And 64 is not bad. For our main event, we have Chris Jericho and Moxley for the title. Chris Jericho defeats Moxley in 27 minutes by submission with a waltz Jericho after interference from Jake Hager. Jericho makes defense number 1 of the world title. So Hager comes out after his match with Dustin, ends up interfering with the match when the ref isn't seeing it, causing Moxley to basically get knocked to the ground and Jericho to put him into the submission, and for the ref to call it without Moxley actually tapping. It looks like he just was unconscious. That's pretty good. 74-80. Not bad. Gained heat for the Moxley Jericho storyline. It does not end here. Jericho maintains his title for how much longer we do not know, but we end the show pretty well there. What gimmick? Oh yeah, we want to change his gimmick here. Great, bigger than business, good gimmick. Let's end the show there. C+, 68, not bad. Everyone did great, so not really anything that we really need to worry about here, I think. All right. Let's see what we got here. Time to heal. That's fine. Revolution got 0.45. Kenny does not like Darby Allin. Matt Jackson does not like Marcus Stunt. And we do... It's the same... I think these were the same old goals. Yeah. Nothing new in the goals department yet. Not bad, though. What did the crowd think? Does not say. Presumably, we probably did pretty okay, would be my guess. A lot of shows that night. Where are we? Feedback has been great and has drawn lots of praise. We had 8,300 people in the Florence Civic Center. Looks pretty good to me. So, obviously, we have Dark coming up. Again, we're not really going to be... Oh, right. I left Pac off. He's probably upset. Here, have money. Have some... Sorry. Go away. There we go. Money solves all the problems. I just didn't have anything to do for Pac. We'll have something to do with him now. So, now that Revolution's out of the way, we can start building towards Double or Nothing and really start booking... how I would book AEW. So I'm really excited about that in terms of a creative element. Give me your story ideas. Maybe we'll implement them. Maybe predict where you think things are going to go. Would be a lot of fun too. But I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this series. So thank you for joining me. Let me know if you like it. I'll see you guys next time.